Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're taking the sometimes scary, totally unpredictable business world and, well, making it totally manageable. You know, whether you're starting a brand new venture or taking an existing business into a completely foreign market, you absolutely need a map. So today we're looking at two of the most powerful mapping tools out there, PESTEL and SWOT. Let's dive right in.
Here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with the Business Environment Challenge, then move on to PESTEL for analyzing external factors, and look at PESTEL in the real world. After that, it's SWOT, from strengths to threats, a breakdown of internal versus external forces, and we'll wrap up with making better business decisions.
Section 1. The Business Environment Challenge.
To set the stage, let's picture a real-life scenario. Imagine you run a bustling transportation company. You're in charge of coordinating trucks, drivers, and deliveries all across the country. Now, internally, your operations might be running flawlessly. Your trucks are clean, your drivers are happy, everything is humming along. But then, you look out the window.
And that brings up a huge million-dollar question. How do you keep your delivery trucks rolling when you have absolutely no control over the things happening outside your building? I mean, what happens if the government suddenly passes new laws? Or what if there's an economic downturn and people just aren't shipping as many goods?
Well, this is what we call external factors. Think of external factors as the business weather. You can't exactly stop a storm from rolling in, right? But you can definitely pack an umbrella to navigate it safely. These are conditions that are completely outside your organization's control, yet they can have a profound impact on your actual performance.
Section 2. PESTEL, analyzing external factors.
So let's look at our first trusty tool, which acts a lot like an incredible weather radar for your business. PESTEL is an amazing, beginner-friendly framework. The acronym stands for Political, Economic, Social, Technological, Environmental, and Legal Factors. It's incredibly useful when you're entering a new market because it literally forces you to look at every single angle of that external weather before you set sail.
Section 3. PESTEL in the real world.
Let's make this concrete and see how this weather affects our imaginary transportation company, starting with political and economic forces. Politically, a new fuel tax, or conversely, a decision to build new connecting roads, directly impacts your routes and bottom line. Economically, you have to watch out for market downturns leading to less trade, or rising global oil prices that cause your fuel costs to just skyrocket.
Next up, social and technological forces. Socially speaking, if the public becomes really concerned about safety, local councils might actually ban heavy lorries in school zones, forcing you onto longer, more expensive routes. On the tech side, think about the massive shift from old-school radio dispatchers to brand-new cloud-based route planning software. Adopting that technology can absolutely transform your efficiency.
Finally, we have environmental and legal forces. With valid global warming concerns, there is a massive environmental push toward electric vehicles. If you're stuck with an older fleet of gas guzzlers, you might face some serious backlash. And legally, which often ties right back to politics, new legislation could outright ban high fuel consumption trucks. Failing to comply there means fines, bad PR, or even having to close your doors.
Section 4. SWOT, strengths to threats. Okay, now that we know what's happening outside, let's zoom in and take a look in the mirror with SWOT analysis. This is a beautifully simple but deeply powerful planning step. While PESTEL was all about the outside world, SWOT brings it back home to your organization. And a quick pro tip, a good SWOT analysis really needs to focus heavily on satisfying your customers' needs if you want to get the most out of it.
The whole thing literally just breaks down into 4 simple buckets. Strengths are simply what your organization can do well. Weaknesses are what you cannot do well or areas where you lack resources. Opportunities are those favorable conditions out there waiting for you. And threats are the unfavorable conditions lurking around the corner.
Section 5. Internal versus external forces.
Now pay close attention to this next distinction, because it is absolutely the most important takeaway you need to remember from today. Strengths and weaknesses exist completely internally. They are things you control, like your team's skills or your budget. Opportunities and threats, however, are strictly external. They are that unpredictable business weather we talked about earlier. You can't control them, you can only react to them.
Section 6. Making better business decisions.
Let's bring it all together, because this is where the magic really happens. First, you scan the external environment using PESTEL. You take all those political laws, economic shifts, and new technologies, and you plug them directly into your SWOT analysis as your external opportunities and threats. Then you evaluate your internal strengths and weaknesses to see exactly how equipped you are to handle that weather, and you formulate your strategy.
By combining these two tools, you build what experts call a competitive advantage. That just means you find a way to outperform your competitors. Maybe you discover through SWOT that your specific internal strength is incredible teamwork, which then allows you to capitalize on a brand new technological opportunity you found during your PESTEL analysis. It's this synergy that ensures your business actually survives and thrives.
So as you look at your own projects, your current job, or future businesses, ask yourself this. You might know your internal strengths like the back of your hand, but what external winds are blowing your way? Are you truly ready for the weather outside? Grab your PESTEL umbrella, map out your SWOT, and start navigating. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer.